Over the last decade or so, there has been this growing trend that everything everywhere is political, including the products that we use. And this has been a slow increasing trend. You'll see a new political message or a political ad from some product somewhere, and then it'll just go away, disappear into the ether. You'll get one of those, especially around election years. But for some reason, in the last 6 months, that has really cranked up to 11, and it's gotten to the point where I can't go onto the internet anymore without seeing some product somewhere telling me why I should feel bad for liking something, even if it's their own product. There were three different things this week. Three that were just insane. And I'm going to go out of order because I want to go in sort of an order of how stupid they were from least to worst. There was Netflix telling people that they shouldn't use the term chick flick anymore because it's insulting to women, and besides, people are using the wrong term. What that is that's a genre. It's called rom-com. We already have a name for that. Stop calling that chick flick. You're implying that only women like those movies, etc., etc. Someone get the gender studies people off of Twitter, first of all. Secondly, I love how every bit of that Twitter chain was wrong. It was wrong in ways that are just so numerous to explain, but to give the short version, no. Chick flick is not specifically rom-com. And no, chick flick does not mean only women will like this. It's a term that exists and is still used today because there are some movies made specifically with women in mind that the majority of the audience, something like 80, 90+%, will be women. Oh, well, you don't say that for guy movies, you just say that for movie. Yes, we do. Guy movies are typically sports movies and the Seth Rogen style dude bro comedies. Those, when you think of those, you automatically think, oh, that's made for men. That's made with a guy audience in mind. Yes, women can like them. Yes, women can watch them. That doesn't stop them from being like 80, 90+% guys. The same with the majority of rom-coms are 80, 90+% women. There are a few other movies here and there, but they're usually niche or subgenre. It's just that rom-com is the one go-to genre, like sports movies for guys. It's not a derogatory term. It is used to describe a target audience. You jackass! Stop trying to make me feel bad for using terminology correctly just because you don't know how English works. If that was the dumbest thing that I had seen all week, I would have stopped there, and it would have been stupid, but oh boy, it gets better. Then, the next day, Mortal Kombat 11, NetherRealm Studios, got on to people on Twitter because a few more of the costumes, looks, outfits were revealed for some more characters for Mortal Kombat 11, and Jesus Christ, they look awful this time around. People were pointing out the hypocrisy that basically every single woman is covered head to toe in full body armor, but there's at least half a dozen guys that aren't even wearing a shirt. And the official Mortal Kombat 11 Twitter's response to that was, we are not in the business of giving you anime titties. A response so terrible that within about an hour they deleted it. Anime titties, huh? Is that what you really think of your audience? Is that how terrible you idiots have gotten, that whenever you hear someone go, that design seems so over the top and so just bland that it looks like it's made to offend no one? Yes, the game, and by the way, the lead character designer's justification for this is because the tournament, the interdimensional tournament game where you can rip people's spines out or fire blast them to smithereens. The reason these characters are designed like this for 11 is because the lead designer wants that game to look realistic. You have other dimension aliens or demons. You have a god of lightning. You have all of these different time people, cyborgs, other different things. You are in literal hell for some of these matches, and you want it to look realistic to what? It's mind-numbing that this is okay. When they say, oh, we want realism, this is okay, but when a dude actually wants historical accuracy for medieval Europe or for World War II, no, that's sexism, that's racism, that's insulting. Fuck off, gaming media. Back to the main point with the Mortal Kombat 11 Twitter, though. You honestly think any form of criticism is people just wanting tits? Or should I say, anime titties, as you so eloquently put it? No, that's people saying your new designs look crap. Why are you doing this? It's not about the breasts, okay? It's the fact that you feel you need to cover them up because, oh, you don't want to offend anybody. That's the big takeaway from this that companies don't seem to want to learn. We don't give a shit if you want to do this yourself, but then you come out and say you're changing something because you're trying not to offend people. That's stupid. That's censorship, self or not, and people are highly against that. If that had been where all this had ended, I would have walked away upset, but I would have said, this is just insane. But no, it gets worse. To the point where I now believe that we have the clown world meme is a thing that's going around these days, and I truly believe that. After having read this, I truly believe that we are in a clown world. We crossed streams somewhere, and now we've gone back to the 1950s. That's the only way this makes sense. Sony, in their infinite wisdom, will be harshly censoring games released on their platform. Why? Well, 2 reasons. They gave 2 specific reasons. The first is they do not want to have any woman or female character sexualized on their platform anymore because we live in the Me Too era. How is that even related? How is people who are in positions of power using said position of power to try and force, coerce, whatever, sex or sexual favors from women? How is that? Here's some cleavage in a video game. Those 2 aren't even in the same fucking universe. And yet, that was the excuse for why they no longer want sexualized women. Hey, Sony, I think you missed the plot. You missed the point here, and I think that this is what everyone was saying, why they didn't like how just prolific and insane Me Too had gotten, because someone was going to do something like this, and thank you, Sony, for answering the call. Coincidentally, I'm sure, this happened right after they moved their headquarters to California. There are times where I wish that a nuclear bomb would just go off and take away that shithole. That is not me inciting to violence. That is not me threatening anybody. I'm going to say that now so this does not get taken out of context because, hi, YouTube algorithm. But then the second reason, and this is how I know we've gone back to the 1950s. They're not wanting women sexualized just beyond Me Too. Let's pretend for a minute that doesn't exist. Beyond Me Too, they are not wanting any woman sexualized in any video game released on Sony because won't someone think of the children? That's right! We've gone back to the fucking religious right. This was their Bible-thumping point in the fucking 90s, so much so that Helen Lovejoy became a caricature of it. And yet, the left is now saying this. Hey, Sony, do you still sell M-rated games on the PS4 and the soon-to-be PS5? You do? Oh, well, aren't you worried about the children? Aren't you scared that the children will see something that's not appropriate that will scar their fragile little minds? What's that? Age ratings? Oh, well, you mean the thing that the sexualization is behind? I'm blown away by the stupidity of it all. And I'm blown away at how every time these kind of things are brought up, the Netflix thing, the Mortal Kombat thing, the Sony thing, it's brought up in a way to make it sound like this is some political good or it's because of politics of the day that they have to do this. Or they will go on a political tangent when they talk about this. Look, I don't care who Oreos voted for in the 2008 election, whether it was McCain or Obama. I like Oreos. I don't give a shit. I don't care if my Fruit Loops are pro-life or pro-choice. That really isn't a factor to me when I'm buying Fruit Loops. Why do all of these companies have to go on these massive tangents about how they feel about politics that usually don't relate to them? And if they do, it makes the product itself look bad. I know, gender studies degrees. Beyond that, why? Why is this a thing that keeps happening? You know, as far as products should go with this kind of shit, they should shitlord on the internet. They should, like with the Wendy's account, the Arby's account, the Sonic account for Sega. They make some jokes. They pull out a meme or two every now and again. They just snap back just for ha-has. They may tweet at each other a few times in a chain just for some advertising. That's perfectly fine. I got no issue with that kind of shit. It's Oreos telling me who they're voting for that blows my mind. Why is this not only tolerated but the new norm? I say that, but each of these incidents people got really pissed at, and it looks like people are finally starting to fight back against this whole everything is political, we must know about the politics of everything mentality. Because all this is, and everyone can see it clear as day, is a giant virtue signal jerk-off. That's all it is. And we've gotten so fucking tired of it. I really hope that this is a trend that dies off in the next year or two. Because like I said, I can't go on the internet anymore. No matter where I go, no matter how I try to hide. When I'm on the internet, I eventually find out about this shit, and I just fucking lose it. So god damn it, fucking stop. Please. Because if this gets any worse in the next year or two, rather than it getting better, and oh god, the 2020 election is coming up. Pray for me. I don't think I'm going to make it. Please. Please. Just get off Twitter for 5 minutes. That's all I'm asking. And stop giving your gender studies majors access to your Twitter accounts. It would help. This is Math Machine saying I don't give a shit about the politics of the burger. I just want a fucking burger. Peace out.